the introduction. It is most heartfelt, and I am sure every word will resonate with all of you. First of all, Hari Om and reverential pranams to one and all present here. It is my immense honor and privilege to introduce the spiritual colossus that our most revered and adored Hemuji is. At the same time, I am in a quandary. Like the several blind men feeling the elephant and each one describing it nowhere near accuracy. Such is his spiritual exaltation. So I will begin by just reading a few sentences from a standard introduction for the very few who may be new to Hemuji. Shri L. Hemachandradu, a senior devotee of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya Ji, was fortunate to interact with Puja Gurudev from the age of 21. For more than 50 years, Hemuji, also known fondly as Hemu Uncle, has been teaching Vedanta in the form of Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, Bhagavatam, and such great texts to ever so many batches of students worldwide through in-person and online classes. He has inspired many to join the Sandipani Vedanta course, and many of his students themselves are teaching now. His classes are a fascinating mix, very absorbing mix of knowledge and bhakti, with above all practical application to honor the values, attitudes, and wisdom glorified in our scriptures. I now go on to a few impressions, albeit briefly, since I'm as eager as you to hear Hemuji talk. I met Hemuji first when I had just finished school, and I was in my most impressionable teenage years. We journeyed together through the thrilling first series of Kambaramayanam, when we used to get instructions and guidance directly from Puja Gurudev himself, and when it was staged in the 9 natural setting stages of Congress grounds. Despite having next to no talents then, Hemuji was kind to encourage me by putting me in this grand sounding direction committee, when all I did was run behind the 9 stages carrying props. And so it came to be that I used to stand behind a tree in the scene where Hemuji had to jump from the tree in front of Sita ji in the staged Ashokavana scene. And Hemuji used to be sitting on a branch 1.5 times his height from where he had to jump. My heart used to be in my mouth, but such was his Hanuman-like surrender and the confidence born of such a surrender that he used to negotiate that jump perfectly each time. And throughout my life, that jump became symbolic of surrender and the confidence born therein. Whatever challenge I went through in my life, I used to remember that jump. And from that, I learned that when great ones like Hemuji do even the seemingly smallest thing, in it, there is a tremendous teaching for life, an inspiration that we are able to apply in many other life situations later. And then there's just one more incident that I must share with you. After the practice sessions, which went on for a whole year and a quarter, he used to bundle 13 of us in his small Fiat car. Yes, 13 of us, and drop us home each evening for months. In this car, we learned much more about Advaita than in many lessons or classes, because we used to be so squished together in one mass, one without a second, that unless one rose above body consciousness, such a ride was not possible. And yet it was done in love and laughter because of him. There are so many such memories from my 43-year-long association with him. But the bottom line of all that is, every word, action, and response of Hemuji is a learning for us. Most special is his enduring soul connect with seekers of all ages and statures, which almost all of us have experienced here. Many of you may not know that Hemuji teaches quietly and unassumingly some of the biggest names in industry and society, and he does this with as much ease and humility as he handles children and youngsters, still remaining till today in spirit the oldest and yet most youthful chick member. His sense of humor, ever smiling countenance, ocean's deep bhakti, and at the same time, profound grasp of the Shastras make him a true spiritual teacher and a spiritual role model par excellence for all of us. Since you are all going to experience through his talks much more than I can ever express, I conclude this heartfelt introduction, which leaves me feeling utterly blessed for having been given an opportunity to even speak about him for a few minutes. So over to Hemuji with the fact that we are most blessed to be here in his presence. Hari Om, Sadguru Charanaravindar
This is my style. Everything different, right?
Weird.
Up here, see?
Oh.
Ah. Hey, Narayan. Yeah, we do the prayers together, which we do every day, and then I start my bluffing. Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Maddanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotyatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Yeah. We start chanting 9 of the 19 Gopika Gitam. First 9 we chant. First 9. Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashtradatrahi Daita Drishyatam Dikshutavaka Tvayadruta Sava Tvam Vichinvate Shardudashaya Sadhu Jatasa Sarasijodara Sri Mushadrusha Surdhanadate Shulkadashika Varadaneh Kim Visajalapyayad Vyalarachasat Vaidyutanalat Shamayatmaja. This is split. Papakashanam Drunacharanugam Sriniketanam Nipanathitam Te Padam Hunukucheshana Krundi Srutvayam Madhur. Hari Om. Thank God for giving us this opportunity to think about Him, giving the benefit of such a big, good satsang. Without its grace, you won't get it. Durlabham trayamevaitat. Manushyatvam, muhukchatvam, mahapurusha samsraya. You won't get it. So it's purely His grace, His love. This satsang. And then this is a small, this thing, small compared to the normal ones. For me, this is a very big audience, right? Such a small occasion, the sevaks who did this, they did it as though we were doing for Gurudev's yajna. Total dedication. And Gurudev says, action is the signature of love. Love visualized is action. Love visualized is action. That shows their love for Gurudev, for God, and to me too. Because all the three are not different. Thank them, thank all the people connected. And Radhika, she has migraine. She cannot move. In spite of that, she agreed to come totally out of love for me. Totally out of love for me. I'm telling you, Radhika, you don't have to sit 2 hours. If you feel uncomfortable, you can leave. Right? Because she has problem. So if you feel uncomfortable, whenever you feel, you can leave. Narayan. She told all about Kambaramayana. One particular thing she didn't tell. On a particular day, they were taking the video. They were not taking every day. Vilasini was taking the video. And that day, Gurudev also was there. When I jumped from the tree, my pajama got loose. It was about to be dropped. But I said, nothing doing. I am now Hanuman, I won't attend to that. If it drops, let it drop. If it drops, let it drop. It didn't drop, but it got loose. Everybody knew, and even Gurudev had a good laugh. Right? A glorious thing, It took us all to Ramayana days. It was not like seeing a show. It was so well organized. Such an effect. A friend of mine whom I invited, night 1 o'clock he telephones me. He tells me, Hemu, what you have done to me? I'm not able to sleep. That was the effect. Chief minister's wife, few times. Ministers, no compliments sent. 2 times, 3 times, 1985,000 rupees ticket. They bought the ticket and came. So that was the effect. And today, we will get the same effect because I'm not going to speak. He's going to speak as usual. As usual, he's the speaker. But as usual, I never invoked him because he's only doing. But today, when I was thinking of the topic, 2 lines came to me because the topic was like that. Na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyagene. That topic was there. Then I said, today I will invoke him to sit here and talk. So we will chant that. न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेन येके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्था संन्यास योगात् यतयः शुद्ध सत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तक काले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दह्रं विपापं परमेष्म भूतं यत्पुण्डरीकस्थं पुरमध्य सर्गस्थं तत्रापि दह्रं गगनं विशोकं तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यं यो वेदादौ स्वर प्रोक्तः वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः. Lalita, yesterday, I had vertigo, some food problem. When it comes, I had vertigo. Please check up in the bookstall whether there is a book which can tell how to deal with vertigo. Harsha, you know this Zoom link, I know to use, but I do not know how to create a link. Please check up, that book is there. It won't be there. It won't be there because this is not a bookstall where they are sold. So you want immortality. Where will you get through karma? Where will you get through dhana? Where will you get through praja? They're all finite. Karma, praja, dhana, all products of time and space. Therefore have to be finite. Therefore have to be finite. You are the richest man, so what? Next fortune 10, you come to number 3, and that man doesn't sleep. Honestly, recently, one of the topmost, he was declared topmost. He was telling, next month, my wealth will outshine number 2 and number 3 put together. If he's thinking like this, where will he sleep? Where will he sleep if he's thinking like that? Not only that, to understand this, I will give another example. When COVID came, the richest man in Sweden, his daughter's words, we could buy the entire Sweden, but we could not buy 1.5 ounce of air for my father to survive. We could buy the entire Sweden, but we could not buy 1.5 ounce of air for my father to survive. So all your possessions, accumulations, can they free you from old age, from death? from sorrow? They cannot. So what is the use of them? Only temporary solutions. For that, you don't have to do this much. Temporary solutions, okay. It's not to be left also, because if you don't take care of the body, where will you do sadhana? Body has to be taken care. Mind has to be taken care. Intellect has to be taken care. You can't ignore. That's why Veda has two sections. The Karma Kanda, Pravritti and Nivritti. Pravritti prepares you to this. Karma Kanda purifies you, prepares you to this. So you can't ignore. That's why Taittiriya says, Annam Bahu Kurvita. Multiply food. Seems to be contradictory. Na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena. And there he says, Annam Bahu Kurvita. Seems to be contradictory. No, there is no problem with Anna. There is no problem with Praja. There is no problem with Dhana. There is no problem with karma. There is no problem with the world. Problem is our wrong relationship. Wrong relationship. Electricity is beautiful. It gives us light. It gives us sound. It gives us air. But if you are attached and want to directly experience it, right? So wrong relationship. Because the world is not different from the Lord. Our Parama Guru has said this beautifully. About our Parama Guru, Radhika has written 2 books. So she knows more than me. He is an authority on all the Shastras. And a great Vairagi. Authority, Vairagi. How he simplifies from his height of knowledge and wisdom things for us to understand. He says, the highest state of spiritual evolution is unconditional love and unconditional service. And he explains, universe and God are not two different things. Universe is the visible form of God. Service to the universe is service to God. Love of the universe is love of God. This is what our Parama Guru says. Ramana Bhagavan says the same thing here. Agnesya, Vignasya cha, Vishwamasti. Both the same word is there. For Agnya, ignorant, and the enlightened. Same word. Purvasya Drushyam Jagadeva Satyam. For the one Agnya, what he sees alone is real. What he sees alone is real. Parasya, the other, Drushya Ashrayam Bhutam, that which supports the Drushya. That which supports the Drushya evam Satyam, that alone is real. Prapurnam, complete. Pravibhaktam, Pravibhaktam Arupam. Clearly shines by itself and has no form. And Arupam. Right? Same word. One sees the expressions, other sees the substance. Same word. Wherever there are expressions, there has to be a substrata. If there is a Jagat, there has to be Brahman. But Brahman need not have Jagat. If you have to have a dream, there should be a waker. But waker need not have dream unless in the class. Right? So where do I see God? Where don't you see him? He is there everywhere. Is there anything other than him? Prahlada said that. Prahlada said that. Where he is not? So what is our meditation? What's our meditation? Trying to seek solution for vertigo in Chinmaya bookstall. For Zoom link in Chinmaya bookstall. You won't get it. He is the very support. Turn your attention to him. Then you shall discover all the waves are nothing but that still, silent, full ocean. All that you have to do is turn your attention. What you have to do for this? Nothing. Just see, I am agitated. Beautiful. A great help for meditation, because you can see agitation and see who is seeing it. My mind is disturbed. I cannot control. Why do you want to control the mind? What's your problem? Let the mind be like that. You be a witness. You see the mind. This is supposed to be the greatest meditation, right? Seeing the mind, seeing the thoughts, the seer and the seen meditation. So what you have to do? Mind is agitated. So what? What's your problem? You are not the mind. You are not the mind. All of us have come here for what? To get some tips for our life to be enriched. Gain happiness. Gain happiness. How do you gain happiness? You are wanting to gain happiness presupposes you are not now happy. Therefore, there is sorrow. And it has to end for happiness to be God. Can that happiness to be permanent? It has to end. Sorrow, happiness, sorrow. So, sorrow ends in happiness, happiness ends in sorrow. So what is happiness? Womb of sorrow, dukkha yonaya. Dukkha yonaya. Therefore, Bhagavatam doesn't say you go from sukha to dukkha. He says you go from dukkha to dukkha. You go from dukkha to dukkha. From death to death, Katha Upanishad says. From death to death. It's not from birth to death. All that belongs to the mind. In sleep, do you experience sukha and dukkha? Do you experience migraine? If you experience migraine, you can't sleep. You can't sleep. In sleep, you don't experience physical pain, emotional agitations, your intellectual dullness or brightness. In sleep. Why? What is the difference between sleep and waking? This is one of the jokes of Gurudev. He tells me every day, gives me thoughts for 20 minutes, and sometimes night 2 o'clock, I had to go and write down. For 40 days, I had made 20 scripts and made and brought. Whenever I come to class, I cannot open it and talk. That's his Leela. That's his Leela. It's all the time. Because he says, why stupid fellow, you need it, I am talking. But then why did you need it? 30 days, 40 days, why did he give? Because you have to be tuned to that. You have to be tuned to that. Right? So therefore, all our sorrows, all our happiness belongs to the mind, which you are not, because the mind is not in sleep. If you are the mind, you cannot miss it even in sleep. Because consciousness reveals everything. If you are the mind, consciousness will reveal it. Mind comes and goes. Mind comes and goes. Sukhas come and go. Dukkha's come and go. Who is the one who is illuminating? me. What's me? I cannot be the mind. Therefore, I cannot be the sukha. I cannot be the dukkha. I can neither be sukha nor dukkha. So, bore state. No. When you sleep, after you get up, everybody says, I enjoyed a good sleep. Therefore, it's the highest bliss. Supposing some government says, we have a project. We pay all our bills in 7-star hotel, in the costliest city of the world. 3 months, you should not sleep. That's the only condition. Can you fulfill that? No, because it is sleep that gives you the energy to live the next day life. You can be without a 7-star hotel, but you cannot be without sleep. That energizes you. That is blissful. That doesn't change, therefore immortal. Whatever changes is not immortal. Sleep doesn't change, immortal. And in that state, what is available is only consciousness. The difference is, Gurudev puts beautifully, difference between sleep and samadhi. In sleep, you are not aware of the presence of objects. But in samadhi, there is neither presence nor absence. There are no objects at all in samadhi. Samadhi is not where there are no thoughts. That is one of the preliminary steps. Nirvikalpa itself is not understood properly. Nirvikalpa is not a state where there are no thoughts. In all the vikalpa, he sees the sama. That's called samadhi. In all the vikalpa, he sees the sama. That's called samadhi. So nirvikalpa means doubts. You don't have any doubt in that state. Agitations, you don't have any agitations in that state. There is no duality. You see the same God. I see the mic, I see the book. Same God. Does it contradict science? Electron, proton, neutron. Electron, proton, neutron. Electron, proton, neutron. It doesn't contradict science. So electron, proton, neutron is the ultimate. The person who has been the authority on kinetic physics, atoms, Max Planck, says this: I got Nobel Prize for atoms, but I assure you there are no atoms. Max Planck says this. And how does he conclude? Mind is the matrix of matter. Mind is the matrix of matter. And then he goes one step further and says, this also is not real. Consciousness is the ultimate. So where is the difference now? Truth has to lead to the same conclusion if you follow it right up to the end. If you follow it sincerely up to the end, they cannot differ. They're all talking the same thing from different points. So seeing is not necessarily the proof of reality. See, the mic is different, see, the book is different, see, me is different. But that's not a proof. Electron, proton, neutron, electron, proton, electron, proton, neutron, that's also not real. Scientists who got atom says, you have to believe. You don't believe rishis, but you have to believe him. Earth is stationary, you are seeing. Not real. Earth is flat, not real. Sky is blue, not real. There is no sky at all. There is no sky at all. So just because I see plurality doesn't establish plurality is real. And what is this mind? Sees the many in the one. That's the mind. When I sleep, I see the entire dream world. My friend, my enemy, my advocate, my judge, my police, my car, my aeroplane, animate, inanimate, all me only. In that me, the mind sees differences like one ray of light splits through a prism. One ray of light splits through a prism. Right? This is the job of the mind. To split, create differences, insecurity, because differences, insecurity, right? Fear, anger, all 100 sons of this mind. Right? Dhritarashtra, because he's focused out. He's not seeing in. This is the mind. It has to be like that. It says in Kathopanishad, Paranchikani Vitrinat Swayambhu. If the mind is not extrovert, in transactional world, we bump into each other. Mind has to be extrovert to see. So God made it like that for transactional world. Why is the transactional world? It's a means. The entire transactional world is a means. Dharma is a means, artha is a means, kama is a means. Means for what? Somebody said, get married. You know the word for that? Get settled. There starts the unsettlement. Get settled. Right? Your problems will be solved. Have been solved through marriage. You must get a child. Got a child. Problem solved. Marriage was the end earlier. It becomes a means for the child. Now child becomes, is the child an end? No. Child should go to school. Getting the child is not an end. Go to school. Right? Go to Mitrananji, ask an LKG seat. He will say, Hemu, if you want a seat in Oxford, Harvard, I will get you. I can't get you LKG here. Right? I can't get you LKG here. Right? So the child was not an end. It's a means. School is now the end. Is it an end? No. And there is another joke here. There are 40 children in a school. Every mother wants her child to be first. Illogical. Illogical. Every mother wants her child to be first. To become second, she is depressed for the next 1 week. Right? So that's not also an end, getting to school. Go to IIT. Got there. Is it an end? No. You have to get a job. Is it an end? Now you have to get married. Then what? The entire cycle, what we have said, starts. Where did it end? Where did you find solution? Entire cycle repeats. So what is the end of all that you are doing? Aristotle put it beautifully. That end which never becomes a means, that end which never becomes a means is the ultimate end. Happiness doesn't become a means. It's an end by itself. Happiness doesn't become a means. It's an end by itself. And this happiness, what you have to do? What have you done for sleep? Leave everything, including the last thought, I want to sleep. With that thought also, you can't sleep. Leave all things that are disturbing the natural state of sleep, disturbing the natural state of samadhi, immortality, bliss. Therefore, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagena ekena. Drop this mind. Drop this mind. Disassociate yourself from the mind. Use it. Do not be used by it. What do we say? I am agitated. Mind is agitated. You are not agitated. I am fat. I am lean. Body. It's continuously changing. Mind is continuously changing. Intellect is continuously changing. I am is not changing. And the I am is same in all. This is the subject. Subject is one. Objects are many. Subject has no defect. Objects have defect. Right? And now you have choice to be lost in the objects, thinking that they are different from you, or to be your own being. Mic is different, book is different, you can be lost in that. You can know all of them are nothing but electron, proton, neutron. In a particular speed, they appear to be different. And what our Shastras say? Antah Purusha Rupena, Bahihi Kala Rupena. Kala is time, change. That which joins the various names and forms, make them appear as though different. That's Kala. That is Kala. Inside, Purusha never changes. This is the subject, that is the object. Know the subject, own the subject, be the subject, enjoy the plurality. That's the simple secret. Do not try to blame the world. It is nothing but Narayana Swarupa. World is also not different. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivaha, Brahma Eva, Na Aparaha. World is not different from Narayana. See Narayana, you are free from all sorrows. Miss Narayana, you are under the clutches of a miss. Right? Vishayan dhyayata chittam, Vishayeshu sajjati, Mam dhyayata chittam, Mayyeva viliyate. That mind which sees the objects gets attached to that. That mind which sees me to be its own essence and source fuses into me. Fuses into me. What is so difficult in Vedanta? I've been coming to classes 30 years. Nothing is happening. What should happen? You are already Siddha. What should happen? You are unnecessarily confusing yourself to be things that you are not. You are not the mind. You are not the body. You are not the intellect. You get mixed up. Satyanrutam mithini krutya. Satya, Anrutam, Mithini. The world has both. Dream, is it real? If it is real, my problems would have been solved long back, because a lot of people wanted to give me money. They all dreamt billions, but they could not give me. Dream is not real because you cannot use them. If it is unreal, how did you experience? If it's unreal, how did you experience? Therefore, it says, Asat Bhanamatram. It's unreal, but experienced. How can both be? How can both be? Because Sat and Chit, before them, these forms parade. These forms parade. And they get animated in this presence. And they feel, I am this Mr. Madras. That is Miss Madras. In between, completely lost his ID with this. Completely lost his ID with this. And therefore, he suffers. What is there you have to do for this? Nothing. Know the seer and say, this is me. The seen, that's not me. Beyond these two words, there is no philosophy. There is nothing more than this. This is me. That is not me. That's called abhyasa. That's called jnana, me. Vairagya, not me. Jnana, vairagya. That's called meditation. Right? What is so difficult in this? Because you just close your eyes and allow your mind to go as it likes. Don't do anything with that. And just observe. And see who is the observer. That's you. You didn't change along with the various moods of the mind. Mood was happy in the morning. Afternoon, a little disturbance. Evening tea, little relaxed. 4:45, oh, I had to go to class. I given my name. Right? I given my name. These different moods, you remember. You cannot remember if you had not gone through different moods. You've gone through, but you did not change. If you had changed also, you can't remember, because your experiences, I can't remember. My experiences, you can't. I was the same. I experienced. I didn't change. They changed. Is it difficult to see your own thoughts and know who is seeing? Is it so difficult? Is there anything beyond that in Shastra? Not difficult. You don't want to do it because you are so attached to this world. You don't want to do it. You believe in all things that are not real. You have no faith in what is real. You have no faith in what is real. Right? Even after Jnana, Shastra says this. According to vasanas, there will be disturbances. Even after Jnana. But Jnani knows that's the mind, that will be like that. Ajnani thinks he is lost. If you have got the knowledge that I am different, they are always giving me trouble. In this experience, that pales into insignificance. Tapovan Maharaj gives a lovely example. If you are taking bath in the Ganges, half is in water cool, half is exposed to sun. You experience both. When the sun is too much, take a dip into the waters. When this world and mind, everything is disturbing too much, take a dip into the self. What is so difficult in this? Tell me. We are not asked you to say, I have no agitations, pure lie. I have no pain. Nobody asked you. Body's dharma is to have pain. Mind's dharma is to be agitated. What's your problem? You were neither the body, nor the mind, nor the intellect. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. Nacha srotra jihve. I can't hear properly. So what? Why should I hear? My job is to make you hear. Nacha srotra jihve, nacha grana netri. Right? You give a value to all these things which are not real, then caught under them. You give a value. Tell me one thing that you have no value can give you sorrow. One sample that you have no value can give you sorrow. It's the value that you have given to something which has no reality that gives you sorrow. Where to see this reality? Wherever there is appearance, wherever there is the mithya, maya, unreal, like the dream, where to see the waker? In all the dream world, he alone is there, Sat and Chit. Atmanaha Sat Chit Amshascha Buddhehe Vrittihi Iti Dvayam. Together, mixed up. Atmanaha Sat Chit Amshascha Buddhehe Vrittihi Iti Dvayam. Janami iti pravartati. He says, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Suffer. I am the enjoyer. I can challenge anybody. There is nothing beyond this. Is it arrogance? Do you know all the Shastras? I need not know. My Guru taught me how to experience. I am talking for my Guru's words. I know that. I have no confusion about that. I do not know Zoom. I do not know medicine for, what is that? Vertigo. But I definitely know that which knows the vertigo, that which does not know the Zoom is me. I neither need Zoom, nor I have to be bothered about vertigo. Simple, not easy. Why? Your attachment to external world. Why is not easy? Your attachment to external world. Supposing you have found fulfillment in this world, you have nothing to gain, total fulfillment to God, no other desire. You will not resist death. You resist death because you think you are going to miss something. And on one side, he resists death. He doesn't want to miss anything. On the other side, he quotes all those things that give him sorrow. He quotes all those things that give him sorrow. Guruji puts it beautifully. Canvas for Brahman, vote for Maya. Canvas for Brahman, vote for Maya. Right? So this knowledge that makes you understand what you are, that makes you know you are that eternal, blissful consciousness. Right? And the world is also your expression. Is also your expression. Like, I am the subject. Electron, proton, neutron. Electron, proton, neutron. My own expression is also my own expression. Dream world, my own expression, the wakers. You're not different. My own expression. God gave you all those things to enjoy, to transact. You keep an unintelligent relationship and suffer. Know this, play with that. Gurudev said beautifully to one Raja Ram, inside be Ram, outside be Raja. Inside be Ram, outside be Raja. Beautiful life. Who is telling you? Ask many people here, they know my life, my history. My brother himself is there. He will tell you my life. From the age of 17 till today, there is not one relief. Yeah, I may get one relief, but there will be two others coming in. Till today. But I can tell you, life is worth it. It's beautiful. Why? I met God, Gurudev. And that God showed me what is real, what is not real. That God showed me what is happiness. That God showed me you are not a body with a soul. You are a soul with a body. Right? So what? With this knowledge, because some people very, why I tell, she's my mother, I can tell. My Amma, Asha Rao, very noble lady, very enlightened lady, very noble, very enlightened lady. She has listened to all Shastras, everything. But she has one mental block. I should not get another life. That everybody says in the scriptures, therefore, from the scripture, she has taken it. I am telling you, once you know you are not the body, you are the self, knowledge cannot go. The knowledge that you got cannot go. I told you my brother, you know, do you know my brother? You don't know. Now I show my brother. After that, can you forget? Knowledge cannot. You know what is real, what is you. You know what is not real. With after this knowledge, what problem if you take birth? What problem if you don't take birth? Yeah. Now I told you 2-3 things. They are all instant. It's not, you don't have to do anything. To see the seer, you know that is real. Everything else is not real. To get rid of this thought, moksha, you know, you are not seeing anybody who will return from there. You are not seeing anybody who got moksha and returned. What is moksha? Freedom. From what? From your own mind. You are held hostage by your mind. To release yourself from the mind is called moksha. All too simple. Too simple. But difficult because of our attachment to masala dosa. Right? So this knowledge can save you from death, from sorrow, from old age. Na karma, na praja, na dhana can save you. Drop the thought, you are the body, mind, intellect. Tyagena ekena. Amritatva manushu. Where is the state of amritatva? Nihitam guhaya. It's in our own heart. How do I reach it? Sannyasa yoga. Renounce, tune. Tune to the being, renounce the appearances. Sannyasa yoga. So I can live as I like. You make it so simple. No. Yataya shuddha sattvaha. You can't live as you like because you won't understand what I am telling if your mind is not pure. If your mind is not pure, you can't understand. If your mind is attached to masala dosa, you cannot understand. You are sitting here, you are thinking of the night dinner. You can't understand. Therefore, Suddha Sattvaha has to be there. But they're all means. They're all means. Ultimate is knowledge. This is called essence of the knowledge because it's ultimate. And that is therefore called Vedanta Sara, essence of the knowledge. You can't move an inch, live a little without knowledge. Even to eat, you should know which hole to put. You put this hole, you put this hole, you can't eat. To make a mess, to cook, you need knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot do anything. Right? So knowledge is the means. But most of the knowledge that we know can only help us to solve temporary problems. They cannot give you the infinite. That also is Veda. Therefore, Veda has two sections. Apara and Para. You need Apara because with not taking care of the body, not taking care of the mind, not taking care of the intellect, you cannot experience, though this is simple. You are going to see the story of Parikshit. Such a noble man. Such a noble man. Why did he do that silly thing of taking a dead snake and putting on the head of Shemika Maharshi? Why did he do that? Because he was disturbed by thirst and hunger. At that time, he was too hungry and thirsty. Mind was disturbed. So if you do not take care of the body, you don't take care of the mind, you cannot experience this. That is called Aparavidya, which is needed. This is called Paravidya. That gives you Abhyudaya Phala, progressive results. This gives you Nishreyasa Phala. That is through effort. Apraptasya praptavyam. This gives you through knowledge. Praptasya gnatavyam. That you have to gain through effort. This you have to only know. Right? So what do? Tomorrow we hire a few vans in city, put the mic and tell everybody, you are that, you are not this. What will happen? You won't be there. Why? Because your passion is elsewhere, and therefore it is diverted from reason, and it's not able to turn its attention to reason. Your passion is elsewhere. Therefore, even after Jnana, I had read Shankara Bhashya, Ramanuja Bhashya, Madhvacharya Bhashya, I'd done research in that, and various Tippanis. I have done all the Upanishads with not only 3 Acharyas, and then there are so many other names. Anandagiri, or so many other names. Right? Brahma Sutra. All the names are ladies. Parimala. Right? Brahma Sutra. I done all that. I done all that. And still you maintain, I have done. I have done. As long as you think you are the doer and the enjoyer, you cannot escape from the mind and sorrows. Kartrutva, bhuktrutva, bhavana. You cannot escape from sorrows. That is what you have to drop, the ego. Tyagena yekena. What else can you drop? What is not God's, that is yours to drop. Yours is only the pseudo entity which is not real. This ghost. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Drop it. Tyagena yekena amritatva manush. Where it is it? In the cave of Vidhat. What is cave? That which becomes dark by its own covering. The self has become dark to you by its own covering in the form of thoughts. It's very much there in your thoughts. That's called heart, hrudi. see there. To see that, you need undivided attention. There's a story here in Bhagavatam. Atmadeva was the person. He had a wife called Dunduli. Both of them got a son, Dundukari. Right? Spelling for that son is S-I-N. Right? Dundukari. This Dunduli is so materialistic, so extrovert. When Atmadev went to take a bath in the river, a Rishi came and said, Rishi asked him, why are you sad? I don't have children. That, why are you sad? You should only be happy. He said, no. Everybody says, I'm not a man and all that. This is another problem. Why are you sad? You live others' life. You never live your life. Paratantra, not Swatantra. Somebody calls you Jesus. You don't take notice, you walk. Somebody calls you donkey. You turn and fight because you have a doubt. Right? So this Swami said, you don't have children, that's God's will. That is God's will. Do not try to change it. 3 occasions in Bhagavata. All the 3 people prayed for child, even after advice they wanted it. All the 3 suffered. Atmadeva's story, I will tell you little later, little more detail. Vena, Chitraketu, all of them. God said, your life is meant for something else. They told God, you don't know. You don't know. Right? So like that, this Atmadeva told that Rishi, I need a child, because everybody talks this differently. He said, okay. And he gave a fruit. Give it to your wife. He brought the fruit, gave it to his wife. The wife, Dundukari, said, oh, I become pregnant, wrinkles, I don't want. I don't want. So her sister is greedy. Sister said, you give me your wealth, half of wealth or something like that. Right? I take this fruit, bear the child. You put some clothes and tube and all that, pretend as if you are pregnant. When I get the child, I give it to you. You bring him up. Money you give me. Right? See the mind of 2 sisters. Both are same. No difference. Right? So when the child was born, from such a mind, what he will be? Reflect the same mother, Dundukari. Right? There's nothing that he has not done in this world for sense enjoyment. If he has to murder, he will murder. Because he wants money. If he wants to steal, he will steal. And it so happened, so many crimes, police start inquiring. And at that time, all the 5 women whom he was feeding, what are the 5 women? These are the 5 women. Our senses. Right? He was feeding. They said, no, now you don't come here. Now you don't come here. People are inquiring. Even then he didn't stop. They killed him and put him in a well. And then he became a ghost. This fruit, even the sister didn't take, because she was already pregnant. This lady didn't take, only pretended. They gave it to a cow. Cow got a gnani. It's called Gokarna. It's called Gokarna. This ghost was suffering. This Gokarna went Tirtha Yatra, came back, and he saw that is some motion in that bamboo tree. Bamboo, this thing. There is some commotion. There is something disturbing. So then he asked, because he is a yogi, he has all the powers. He says, I am your brother. I am suffering like this. I am suffering like this. Then he says, okay, listen to Bhagavata, I tell, you will be released. Sir, one week he took Bhagavata. When you take Bhagavata, though only for one person, others also come, 300, 400 people in the village. They all came. But Dundukari alone, aeroplane came and he went. Others said, what is this? We also heard. We are not taken, only him. Gokarna said, he had the great intensity of wanting to liberate at mumukshutvam. He listened with head and heart. You didn't listen like that. Therefore, you were not released. So next time, some of them also went. So what is the moral here? Why we don't get this message of the Shastras, which is so simple to us? Because head alone is there, heart is elsewhere. Head alone is there, heart is elsewhere. Right? Therefore, you don't get. There's another story for this. Vedavyasa was once sitting with a long face. Narada came. You compiled all the Vedas. Then you also did Mahabharata, in which is there Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, Shiva Sahasranama, Sanat Sujatiya, all are there. Still, why are you keeping a long face? He has already analyzed and found, but he wanted confirmation from Narada Muni. Yes, what you say is right, but still I don't feel happy that everybody will get that. I did Mahabharata because Vedas only some adhikaris. So for everybody, man, women, Shudra, everybody to suit, I did Mahabharata. Still something I feel is lacking because everybody is not able to take it. Then Narada Muni said, it is because you did not put knowledge in the medium of devotion. Gurudev's lovely sentence, knowledge soaked in love is wisdom. Knowledge soaked in love is wisdom. You didn't put it. Therefore, they are not able to bring the heart where the head is there. Integration of the head and the heart. This is all yoga, because all of us have 4 personalities: the body, the mind, the intellect, the spirit. Body, you can't do anything, 5 elements. Spirit, you need not do anything. If there is something that you can do, it is with the mind and intellect. Integrate them, turn its attention to their source. That integration comes through a combination of head and heart. So Bhagavatam does that trick. Therefore, many people say, oh, Bhagavatam stories, I am not interested. I will come to Gita. I will come to Upanishads. Bhagavatam story. This is the most improved version because Vedavyasa was not happy with the Vedas. He was not happy with the Mahabharata. This solves. This is the improvised version. And it's of our ignorance we say, Bhagavatam, ayya, other stories. Here it happened when Guruji took Bhagavatam. One man told, what? That's the beginning of Guruji's taking over the mission. That man tells me, what? This Swami is bringing down the mission. He is now doing Bhagavata. It's his ignorance. It's his ignorance. Right? Without bhakti, your jnana, your karma cannot give you results. Bhakti doesn't need jnana and karma. I will tell you, I will explain everything to you on Shastra authority. What did Sri Shankara say in Viveka? Because authority on Viveka is my Radhika. Moksha sadhana samagryam bhakti reva gariyasi. What did Narada say? Satu karma jnano bhyopi adhikatara. Satu bhakti. Right? Is greater than karma and jnana. For this, there is another story there. There was a cow and two calves. The two calves are almost dead. Narada comes and says, what happened to these two calves? One calf is jnana, another calf is karma. I don't know, 83. Sometimes memory fails. Don't worry. Right? The cow is bhakti. Narada asked, what happened? These are my children, jnana and all that. Whatever I do, they are not getting up. I had a problem. I went to Madura and got rejuvenated. Bhakti. Just go to temple, you get rejuvenated. Bhakti. So bhakti is independent. Can you say that? Narada Bhakti Sutra says, Swayam Palarupatvat. It's its own results. Swayam Palarupatvat. Right? It doesn't need other things. It's Swatantra. Jnana needs your Chitta Suddhi, your Shamadamadi, Shakka Sampatti, Sravana Manana Nidhi Dhyasana. And after all that, what? Shankara had 4 disciples. Forget about Shankara differing from Ramanuja, Madhva. He had 4 disciples. Each one of them had their own school of thought. Now, how to ascertain which is correct? That's your jnana. In bhakti and love, you can't have difference. Because the nature of bhakti is to fuse all differences. Right? Therefore, when our master, Sri Krishnaji, started teaching, the first words he opened in the jail, as he was born, to the parents, started teaching. He didn't teach in Gita. He started teaching. Brahma bhavena, putra bhavena, asakrut chintayantau. Right? Chintayantau krutasnehau. Brahma bhavena chintayantau, putra bhavena krutasnehau. Brahma bhavena chintayantau, head. Putra bhavena krutasneho, heart. Combined. Krishna started this there. Vedanta Sara. You understand? Essence of Vedas is to integrate their head and the heart, turn their attention to their source. They fuse into that. Right? This is the basic principle. That is why they are given in the form of stories. Mere story, you will only be emotional. Mere significance, Gurudev says, pure intellect without head, you will become Hitlers and Ravanas. Highly intellectual people. Highly intellectual people, Hitler and Ravana. Purely emotional, you will mess up everything here. Chinmaya mission itself. Emotional, right? It has to be a combination. Head and heart. That is the efficacy of Bhagavatam. That's the efficacy of Bhagavatam. Through these stories, it gives the significance. Mere story is not enough. Mere significance is not enough. You need both. Story and significance. When you mix both, you get a new faculty called intuition. Head and heart, when they mix, you get a new faculty called intuition that reveals. Therefore, tene brahma hruda. Hruda, in the heart. Tene, God revealed the truth in the heart. Tene Brahma Hruda. It happens here. Intuition. Understand? When the head and the heart, cooking. Take a book. Read. Head. Make it. God help those people who eat it. Right? Or nothing. 10 more guests are coming. 10 more guests are coming. Again, see the book and put. It won't help. How does a woman who normally cooks for 3 people suddenly cooks for 15 people? She doesn't have a weighing balance. You know, salt this much, sugar this much. Intuition. It's called intuition. Gurudev gives another example. Before Newton, apples were all going up. It's after Newton, apples were coming down. Is that true? It was happening all the time, but nobody inquired. Nobody. Newton said, why there should not go up? And 25 years he went on thinking about that with whole passion. With whole passion. Suddenly in his heart, the answer came. Combination of the head and the heart creates intuition. Right? Einstein said this. Scientists use their intellect. It can be erroneous. It cannot be foolproof. Rishis declared their knowledge through intuition that never fails. Einstein said this. Right? Intuition will never fail. And that will happen when head and heart are mixed. That is the secret of Bhagavatam. What is Bhagavata? Story of Bhagavan. Story of Bhagavan. Story of people connected with Bhagavan. Bhagavatas. Right? Why it is so important? What is Bhagavan? Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Dharmasya, Yashasriya, Jnana Vairagyam cha eva, Shanna Bhaga Yitirina. These 6 things make it Bhaga. Bhaga means Aishwarya. What was there? Aishwaryasya, lordship over everything. Ishwaratvam. Dharmasya, of Dharma. Yashaha, glory. Shriyaha, prosperity. Jnana, knowledge. Vairagya, dispassion. All these are in Bhagavan. And you want all of them. You want lordship. You want Shriya. You want fame. You want to adhere to Dharma. You want Jnana. You want Vairagya. Where will you go? All in one Bhagavan. He has them. Bhagavan. How do you know Bhagavan? Simple methods have been told. If you do not know, just go through Bhagavatam a few times, you will understand. You will understand. Right? So that is why Bhagavatam, because you will get all that you want. You want Aishwaryam, you want Dharma, you want Yasha, you want Shriya, you want Jnana. All you get in Bhagavatam. Bha, knowledge. Ga, gati. That which takes you to the ultimate knowledge. That which takes you to the ultimate knowledge is called Bhagavatam. Right? And what does it say? What does the Vedanta Sara, what does Bhagavatam say? What Shankara said? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The very first two slokas talk about the creation and the world and God as adhyasa. Janmadhyasya yato anvayat itaratascha adhyeshu abhignaha swarat tene brahmahudaya adikaviye muhyanti yatra surayaha. Right? Whole thing that you are seeing is an adhyasa. What is an adhyasa? On a truth, something else is superimposed is adhyasa. Where does it say? First verse of Bhagavatam. So do not say it is different from jnana. Do not say it is different from jnana. How will I know that? Drop your confusions. Dharma prochita kaitavam matra. Dharma prochita kaitavam atra. Right? Kaitavam, crookedness. Dropping the crookedness in dharma. Dropping all your crooked, because I twist dharma. I read some Western authors' books. What is this dharma? What is this right and wrong? Created by the affluent so that others don't harm them. Others don't harm them. It's for my convenience I create dharma. That is Kaitava dharma. Bhagavata dharma is not that. Bhagavata dharma is not that. Right? So it's same adhyasa. If it is adhyasa, what you have to do? Apavada. If it is adhyasa, apavada. Am I twisting too much? The whole thing to suit me? No. Vedavyasa did that in Bhagavatam because the first 4 verses which Brahma taught to Sanat Kumar is called Chatusloki. It's called Chatusloki. That is the seed. Brahmaji taught the entire Bhagavatam in 4 slokas, Chatusloki. Nothing but Adhyasa Apavada. I will take it. Nothing but Adhyasa and Apavada. First 4 slokas. He gave it to Narada. Narada gave it to Vyasa. Vyasa gave it to Sukha. Suta heard that from Sukha and gave it to Shaunaka. 4 has become 18,000. One truth going through many people gets multiplied. 4 has become 18. And what are the 4? They see truth alone was there. Nothing else was there. If truth alone was there, nothing else was there, what is the definition of truth? That which does not change in all the 3 periods of time. Earring, chain and bangle, what is their truth? Gold. Why? Earring, chain and bangle change, gold doesn't change. What is the truth of wave, bubble, water? Wave and bubble and ocean can change, water doesn't change. That which does not change has to be beyond time, beyond space. Anything in time and space have to change. That which is beyond time and space is all pervading. If it is all pervading, how does it create? Nothing other than it. And where is the place to keep things created? Where is the place? First, it needs raw material. It says, I alone was there. Ahameva idam agra asit. I alone was there. Nothing else. Nanyat kinchana. Nothing else. If he alone was there, with what did he create? And where did he keep? No, space was also. That means 2 realities. It's absurd. Because real means that which is there at all periods, at all times. There cannot be 2 realities. So therefore, logically, creation is not possible. Creation is not possible. Second verse, he defines Maya, Mithya the same way. Right? Tomorrow I'll take the words, right? Words and take it. But right now you understand, because you have to be convinced. Bhagavatam, you need it. Right? So it's Maya and Mithya that makes you see the one as many. That's called Adhyasa, Chatusloki. Apravistaha praveshavat. The part entering into the mud. Did the part enter into the mud? Apravistaha pravistavat. How will I know? Anvaya vitirekena. That which changes, vitireka, is not real. Anvaya, that which runs through all changes, is real. Adhyasa, Apavada, Chatusloki, Saramsha, which is the essence of Vedanta Sara, which is Bhagavata. So it's only stories. Story, but whose story? His story. History. Right? If it is, because any statement has to pass through three criteria. Time-tested statement, Shruti, logic, Yukti, should corroborate with Anubhava. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Shruti you quoted, Yukti you gave logic, but Anubhava plurality is there. Everywhere plurality. That's why I brought the dream example. Anubhava is there. But does it establish truth? Anubhava of plurality is there, multiplicity is there. But it doesn't establish. Therefore, it's called Asat Bhana Matram. Why? How? Because the Asat is always supported by the Sat. Therefore, you experience both. Asat is always supported by Sat. Therefore, you experience both. Satyanrutam Mithini Krutya, Brahma Sutra. Right? Satya Anrutanam Mithini Krutya. So, Shastra has to be right because it's logical, it's experienced. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Therefore, now what you have to do? You alone is real. You are that God, Tattvamasi. Do not say, my neighbor is disturbing me. My cousin is threatening me. What they can do, they do. When the Lord wants it to be done. Why? You have to be woken up. You have to be woken up. What Lord gives you out of love, why do you resist? What Lord gives you out of love, why do you resist? Accept it. All my prayers, I know only 3 words. Thanks, accept whatever you give. Sharanam, sense of doership, enjoyership. Loka, samasta, sukhino bhavantu. Only 3 words I know. This is my prayer. When you accept him, he is the father of all. Why you have to pray Loka, samasta, sukhino? So that my chitta suddhi. It's not that I pray and he does. My chitta suddhi. I expand my ID from this to the others, totality. We had one Swami, beautifully put it. Individuality to reality through totality. Individuality to reality through totality. That is another criteria of Bhagavatam. See God everywhere. How? Samatva Bhavana. In Gita, it is emphasized everywhere. When Bhagavan folds up his talk on meditation, 6th chapter, is concluding meditation. 4 verses were only the samatva bhavana. See the same in all. Samabuddhi. That is the essence of all Upanishads and Gita. I can give you all those details when you want, when you're ready. But Bhagavata goes one step further. After you get this Sarvatma Bhava, there's nothing to be done. And who said this? Our Paramaguru. Universal love, universal service are not two different things. Unconditional love, unconditional service is the height of spiritual attainment. Universe and God are not two different things. Same examples he uses, like buffalo and horse. He uses the same examples. They are the same. God you do not know. Universe you know. Worship him in the universe. Love him through the forms. Serve him through the forms. You don't have to do anything else. Pain comes. Don't say, Bhagavan, take this pain out. You are interfering with his wisdom. Say thank you. Your love that you are giving me this pain. Because I needed this. I needed this to detach myself with the body. So your enemy, who is your enemy? He comes to harm you, gets a bad name, and even gets a punishment. But who is he? Sent by God. For whose sake? For your good. For whose sake? For your good. Therefore, there is nothing to hug. There is nothing to shun. There is nothing to hug. Nothing to shun. All Bhagavan. Right? Therefore, what happened? Both the evil and the good are your mind, judgments. Somebody is a rascal, you say. Another person worships him. Now, is he a rascal or worshipable? Your mind. It's your mind. There's a beautiful sentence. When Peter talks about Paul, he talks more about Peter than Paul. When Peter talks about Paul, he talks more about Peter than Paul. Who is my enemy? Myself. How will I become liberated from all sorrows? Liberate yourself from judgment's mind. As simple as that. How to transact? Use the mind. See the same God in all through the mind. Use the mind. Right? That's Bhagavata. Right? This has 12 skandhas. 12 skandhas. First 2 skandhas, he doesn't take into numericals. He leaves them. But our acharyas explain to us. First is Adhikari. Second, Guruji says sadhana. Adhikari first correct, sadhana correct. But in the second, since Chatusloki comes, and also complete Bhagavata summary comes, it is not only sadhana, it is the Vishaya, subject matter. Is the subject matter. From third onwards, he gives labels. Sarga, creation. Visarga, fourth. Before I go into that, Sarga, creation. I told you there cannot be a real creation. There cannot be a real creation. Therefore, all your suffering, all your problems belong to the created world. If there is no creation, your problems are not also real. I am suffering because you have given a value to that. You have given a value to that. Right? So, all scriptures have this as main topic, Sarga. Upanishads, Mundaka Upanishads especially. Taittiriya Upanishad, from top to bottom. From there, Maya and the Panchabhutas, again from bottom to top. And Mandukya, of course, complete creation. Right? All texts talk about creation. Bible starts with Genesis, creation. Why? Because if you understand creation, there is no creation, then you will not hang on to this mind. Solution for your problems is not doing anything, gaining anything, is to know that all that you are imagining are only false. Therefore, you have to understand creation. My problems are in creation. How will I solve? Step out of creation. I am poor. How will I get rid of my poverty? Get out of poverty. Right? See the very origin of creation. Go to its source. And that's the ultimate. Therefore, Sarga. Therefore, Visarga. How to look at God? Everywhere. The fifth Sarga is Sthiti, Vaikunta Vijaya. God is everywhere. Therefore, what a beautiful way of saying. He describes the entire cosmos, the globe, astronomy, everything, and concludes with one verse. One verse. That's the clue. I have given you gross meditation. Through that, you go to the subtle meditation. Through the gross meditation, you reach the subtle meditation. Right? That's the fifth sthana. And then next comes Anugraha. What is Anugraha? A person, there is nothing he has not done in this world. Crime. He has been saved. He has been saved. Ajamila. And next, a Rakshasa, Rutrasura. He has been saved. That is Bhagavan's Anugraha. Oh, so Bhagavan also has this, you see, Chamcha Giri. No. Why? Ajamila was a very good, beautiful Shastragna Vaidika Brahmana. There was one aberration. He has to go through that to come out of it. Since he had that good background, Bhagavan, after going through that, he gives him liberation from that. Gurudev says it beautifully. Jadabharata had to take as a deer. Gajendra, Pandya king. All of them, there will be one aberration. Bharata, deer, I told you. One aberration to exhaust some vasana. After that, they continue the path. That was Ajamila. Anugraha, Rutrasura, Anugraha. The best story I like in the whole Bhagavata is Rutrasura. His enemy has to praise him. Indra, even though he kills him later, when he revealed his mind, Rutrasura, Indra says, "Oh, Dhanava Siddhosi, you have achieved the highest. Oh, Dhanava, you are a Rakshasa, but you have achieved the highest. Oh, Dhanava Siddhosi." Rutrasura, Anugraha. Then, Bhutayaha, Vasanas. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha were born to Brahmins. Kashyapa and Diti. Kashyapa is Brahmin, so they have to be Brahmins. But were Rakshasas. Prahlada was born to a Rakshasa, but was a Gnani. Why? Bhutayaha, Vasanas. Then Manvantaras. Lot of messages through the Manus. 8th skanda starts here. the 8th skanda, the very first chapter, gives in about 10 mantras all the essence of every Upanishad. Mantras. It tells us what is dharma, what is adharma. Right? And if you only study 8th chapter, 8th skanda, that's enough. Why? All the 3 episodes teach you surrender. All the 3 episodes, Gajendra, then Amrita Madhan. They did the same work, but Rakshasas didn't surrender. Snatched Amrita and ran. Devas surrendered. So they got the Amrita. Then Bali surrendered. All the 3 teaches you surrender. All the 3 teaches you surrender. Right? Manvantara. Then Ishanaka, the various stories of various saintly persons. Then comes our darling of humanity, Krishna, Dasamaskanda. Right? Right? We'll see about him in detail later. Now it is 8:15. So we close. Right? We'll see. We have so much time. I have taken usually Saptaham 7 days. I have taken 9 days. So we have so much time. We'll see. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudat